Yo, what's up, guys? Sun Wukong back once again, episode 5 of the Kotatsu with the crew. We're gonna do introductions right now, wait for people to filter in and whatnot. So, Sloan, you wanna go first?
Alright, sup everyone, I'm your female otaku, and I'm on channel, I make, the daily episode reviews on currently airing anime, and, whoops, hold up. Wait, is someone's audio on?
No,
I don't believe so.
Someone's audio on?
we can't hear any feedback.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
oh, man.
it's good.
I got chipped out. I heard a bunch of audio somewhere. I'm like, what the hell?
I don't.
Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I make episode reviews, guys, and a top 10 video every week. Sorry about that, man. Got trippy.
Of course, we've all been there, so.
Okay,
No worries.
alright. Sorry. We did everyone out for a second. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
What's up, guys? I'm Ku. I'm your male otaku.
Alright.
Wow. Wow. That better be the first and the last time.
Yeah, that'll be the only time. Don't worry. That was ridiculous. Yeah, I do episode reviews as well. I do gaming let's plays, and a lot of other fun stuff's coming in the future. What's up, JoJo?
Oh, I'm JoJo. I'm your male Pokemon trainer. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. I do Pokemon Let's Plays, and I talk about. I do kind of reviews for classic anime that I may have missed, and I'll be doing reviews on the Pokemon movies quite soon. So that's a thing that I do.
You even tell me you were doing that, man?
I know, I'm excited about it. I literally shouldn't have said anything because it's supposed to be a surprise. Oh well.
JoJo can't keep surprises.
I can't.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And you guys should know who I am, but just in case anybody's coming through the channel that doesn't know me, Sun Wukong. I do anime, manga content, mostly seasonal anime, but pretty much anything I feel like doing. Some video games and shit like that too. So yeah. With that said, this honestly, all I can say right now is after watching the first episode of this, and I binged this all this past weekend. Keep that in mind. But after watching episode 1, I sat there and I was just like, why did I wait so long to fucking do this? Like, what? I was so angry with myself that I hadn't seen this series, and I've planned on watching it for 2 fucking years. It's bad. It's bad.
Damn.
Especially since it's a Shaft one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually never heard of this one, so I was just all like, oh, sweet. And then when I found out it was Shaft, I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck?
I fucking own it. I have it. I bought it 2 years ago, and I never fucking watched it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's bad.
So bad. So
I'm the
bad, because it
veteran
was
here.
so
Because I watched this one back when it aired. I tried to play the game back when it originally came out, so this is almost a decade old to me.
Oh my
Which
gosh.
is interesting.
Wow.
I
So
didn't realize.
how do you feel rewatching it for you? Did you like uncover new things or something like that?
Yeah, a lot of my opinions on the characters had changed quite a bit. And I was quite disappointed with like the first couple of episodes, I'll say that. It was like, wait, is this all going to be bad? But no, it got a lot better. It was just
Okay.
looking back, it was like, I loved this
Yeah.
so much, but yeah, it just starts a bit slow.
I mean, especially if
And-
this is your second rewatch after so long too, because I think this is definitely a series that deserves multiple rewatches to get everything out of
Yeah,
it.
especially once you've seen the prequel as well.
Yeah, for sure. But
Weird.
JoJo, any preliminary thoughts?
Without spoiling anything, I didn't. Okay. I loved one half of the show.
Oh.
And then the other half of the show, I was very hot and cold on for most of the show until like towards the end. So it certainly has faults, and it's not my favorite romance show, but it's pretty darn good. Like, I actually really enjoyed myself.
And this was your first Shaft anime, yeah?
Oh yeah, that's something I guess I could talk about. This was my first Shaft anime, and unfortunately nobody did like the creepy head tilt, which I was really looking forward to.
They did. There was one or
They
two.
did.
There,
I posted
there,
on
was, there, was,
Twitter.
there was 2, and
I missed.
yeah.
I was like, I guess I was looking for them so hard that like I just didn't notice when it happened. I was like, oh, that sucks.
Well, these ones weren't as
you got-
like.
You got a very
extreme.
good. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, like these head tilts weren't as extreme as how they are today, so these were very
No.
mild, very mild.
Nowadays they go like a full 90 degrees sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But I
definitely,
don't know.
definitely a result of the direction, but I'll talk about that later. But you
Oh,
definitely
that's-
got a full Shaft experience from
Yeah.
this series. I'll tell you
The-
that.
Mhm.
Do all Shaft shows have like the most bizarre like
Animation
direction? Because
techniques.
like
Not
there
all,
was
but
just
they have crazy
random,
direction.
like sometimes it would be in black and white, and then other times like the colors were reversed, and then sometimes the characters were like just like outlines, and it was very. I couldn't tell. I'm like, is there something magic going on? Am I missing something? And no.
I know, that's just how they
very
are.
That's very much the cinematography of Shaft. But
Yeah.
I encourage you to say, and I'm sure you picked up on it. There's definitely more Stark scenes with others. Some of them seem more random, but most, if not all, of those stylistic choices that Shaft does has some symbolic meaning.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I love symbolism especially in anime because that you can do symbolism a lot better in anime I find like than most other mediums. So
Mhm.
I liked a lot of those shots, but at first it takes not a long time to get used to it, like maybe an episode, and then you're like, okay, now I get what's going on. But it did throw me off at the beginning.
Okay.
Like,
I think it's more for emphasis on a
Yeah.
lot of scenes. It was emphasis. I didn't really get symbolism, just to make the scene more impactful.
Oh, there's one
Oh, yeah.
shot that I can't talk
It was
about. but
definitely
it's
There's
very-
into like the colorlessness and stuff.
there's a shit ton of symbolic, stylistic choices. But yeah, a lot of them, I would agree. I'd say more so than a lot of Shaft works. This one was probably like a 50-50 split between what Sloan is saying with like impact being drawn from the stylization, and then there
Yeah.
being some symbolic nature to it. And it's very clear and distinct. So you
Mhm.
can see. But we'll talk about that more in depth as we go through, because to point out examples of it, we have to get into spoilers. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I
Um,
didn't want to go into it yet.
does
So
anybody,
oh, sorry,
What?
go ahead.
what were you gonna say?
Like continue on again with like the art animation stuff. What I thought was kind of funny is that the character designs were so 2007,
They remind
Sorry.
me.
but like the stylistic choice and stuff that like Shaft does is just like similar. Like it's like so early of how like the works are today. It's like the beginning steps of their stylistic choices and everything, but it's odd because they still have those 2007 character designs. I'm just like, oh my gosh, how their hair is like completely out there with the colors and it does not match the scenery whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah, unlike
that,
today where everything is vivid. Like it has to be like both like the characters and like the scenery. Instead, it's just the characters. I'm just like, oh my gosh, this throwback.
Yeah,
Well-
there are some shots, but it's not like
Yeah.
today for sure.
Hmm.
I really
There's,
liked how open they were with like how it came from a hentai game as well. Like they were so chilled about showing some things.
There's,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you
talk
got
about that as
adaptations on point, man. But
I have a. I think it's because I'm from like I'm gonna see things from a different side, but I want to talk about certain scenes later during the spoiler section.
Oh,
they're
should we do our
tasteful.
recommendations now then?
Well, I was just gonna say on topic of the art design, the eyes in the show kind of reminded me of the manga that they do in Kisniver that Maki does, where the eyes are super big.
Oh.
I was-
the Macking's fucking
Exactly. Well, like the eyes in those manga, and I'm like, wow, they're like so big, and that's so weird. And then we got into F, and I'm like, oh my god, it was like almost not the
character
same.
designs.
But the eyes are huge.
The character
Very cool.
designs were very like it really was reminiscent of a key work to me. Which,
Yes, I thought it was Clannad. I was like, no,
which is gonna lead into two things that I want to do right now, which is recommendations and a spoiler-free summary. So, which one? Summary first. Does anybody want to give one, or should I just?
Alright, so like basically it focuses on like 2 and I guess a half, 2.5 love stories.
That's the best way you could have put that.
It's like 2.5 love stories, and they never cross paths at all. And
Yeah.
it's basically
They're-
like the 7 stages of love. That's how it is. How the all like the trials they go through, the couples and stuff.
They are related though. They're not completely disparate stories, but
Yeah.
they don't. They're two distinct stories though.
hmm
So yeah, anybody want to add to that?
Well, each of the girls has very dark pasts, and they feel like they need to be saved in some way or another.
Yeah.
It feels
It's
like
very.
the opportunity for the guys to actually step up and be the hero. Just
Mhm.
something one of the guys is like born for. Man, he's such a white knight.
Dude, I have to talk about some formal things too before we get into it. But Jojo, anything you want to
I
add?
was just gonna say, it's very visual novel. Like very. So if you're into those
Yeah.
kind of shows,
Yes.
it's very,
Yes.
very visual novel-y. And it's based off a visual novel, so that makes sense. But
Mhm.
like, it's that kind of show. And if you know what I'm talking about by that kind of show, you'll know whether or not you'll get into this, because it just kind of does that formula and does it very well. Doesn't do anything necessarily new, just does that formula very well.
And Ku, correct me if I'm wrong, but the visual novel is structured such that like the Ryuji and the arcs are separated into two distinct halves.
No, it's separated in the same way that anime is separated. So A Tale of Memories is one game, and A Tale
No,
of
no, no. What I'm
Memories.
saying is like the Hiro and Miyako arc is separate and like all occurs at once versus how it's kind of a back and forth in the anime, and then the Ryuji and Chihiro stuff is the second portion of the first. That's what my understanding of it is.
That I don't actually know, because I only ever managed to actually play the demo to it.
Oh,
Which was
okay. I thought
gorgeous. It was one of
I
the
thought you
best
played
animated visual novels at the time.
into it. Okay, never
Nah,
mind.
I had a crappy laptop back then. I managed to get the demo running, but it almost destroyed my laptop as that was. It had really nice snow effects and really good animation. It was insane
I
for
kind
that
of want to
time.
play it now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess we can just leave the summary as is. I think that's a good enough summary.
Alright.
Yeah.
People can read the My Anime List summary if they really just for the sake of time. So now recommendations. Since I suggested we do this, I'll go first. As I watched throughout this anime, there were 3 or 4 things that this actually really reminded me of heavily as I watched it. So first of all, in terms of the narrative and the characters and how things progress, White Album 2 and True Tears were 2 things that came to mind instantly for me, especially with the romantic elements and the darkness that kind of lurks and underlies the series.
Yeah.
And then I would say Clannad because of the visual aesthetic, and Monogatari because of certain stylistic choices that Shaft uses in this series. And that's a result of
Yes.
Shimbo overseeing it. But and plus, low key, I'm not even gonna lie, Miyako really reminds me of Hanakawa. But those are my recommendations. So
She does.
if you really like any of those, you'll probably like F.
I'm going to throw one in before Sloan gets to it, because I know it's one of her favorite anime. Ishukan Friends, because the theme is very similar. Chihiro's story is pretty much Ishukan Friends.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
we should have done that in the summary. So basically, no, fuck it. We'll get into it. Sloan?
And I will also say School Days, even though that will get some
Oh.
hate from some of you guys.
It's gonna. I mean, no, it's good to throw that out there and confuse them and confuse.
It's
Remove
not even to
yourself from
confuse
this
them.
podcast.
It's got a very similar story design, and it's got that same, like, the girls
It
and
does.
guys in School Days look very similar to the key ones. I think the games were actually made by the same people.
You know what?
The
You have a
School
point.
Days.
You have a point.
School
Except
Days
one
and
is
F.
good and one is shit.
Yep.
No, you guys haven't even seen School Days.
I will never watch that.
Yes, I have.
Fine. Oh, and also
Okay.
Solar. Solar was another anime that came out at pretty much the same time, which is very similar. I'm good.
Okay.
All right. So, go ahead. Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
I thank you. So this it's almost a blind recommendation, but I have seen it. It's just been almost a decade. I think it's been like 8 years since I've seen this, and that's Aoyoyashi. It's a harem anime that takes place in college. It came out in like 2002, I think. And the reason why I'm recommending this is because the girls in the harem, they also have like kind of dark pasts and stuff, and then you have the MC who's going to save them all, but it's a harem, so you should all know how that ends. But yeah. but still, just their backstories are very interesting. The characters are very likable.
Right on.
Jojo?
Okay. So I have two I thought about this last night, and because I wasn't sure if we were going to do recommendations, but there's 2 shows and 1 visual novel that if you liked this, I would recommend, and I'll be quick about it. The visual novel is Katawa Shoujo, because I can never rave about it enough. And
very true.
Very true. It's very good. And it's done by 4chan. So you would assume it's terrible and just the worst.
Hate machine.
But it's beautifully done. Like, and I mean that. And one of the things that bothered me about the show that we touched on is like the white knighting going on. Is like all these women needed was a man to show them the way, and like I was like, no, uncomfortable for me. I was like, no, didn't need that. In Katawa Shoujo, if that bothered you, Katawa Shoujo is the way to go, because if you try to go into that game thinking you're gonna white knight and save these poor disabled girls, that's not what happens. They save your ass. And you kind of help each other, and I think that's a little bit better.
That's nice.
Could have used more of that in this show, but the show was still good. In terms of shoujo romantic kind of shows, there's 2 shows that I always pitch to people because one perfects the genre and the other flips the genre on its head. And that would be Blue Spring Ride. To me, really perfects the genre.
Mm.
And there's kind of a similar art style-ish, not really, but somewhat. Well, the big eyes and the cutesy moments where everything goes nuts, and so I kind of recommend that. And the big romantic reveals are usually pretty good.
More shoujo, but that's a great recommendation.
Read the manga for that one though. Read the manga for that.
No, I like
the problem is that it's too shoujo. It definitely has much more shoujo tropes in it than something like this.
Yeah,
but it's definitely a great comparison. I like it.
And the one that flips it on his head would be My Love Story. If you want something a little bit more cheerful than this show, because this show gets dark. It's kind of heavy, and I would recommend. So if you want to see something lighter than this, but still kind of isn't it cute how adorable they are? Then go to My Love Story. That's my recommendation.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So with that said, I want to talk about a couple of formal things that really play into, I think, what the conversation will be like later on. So first of all, I don't know if you guys looked into the talent behind the series. Not really so much voice actors, but director, writer, etc.
Okay.
The only one I really remember was the person who did the theme song because I love.
Dude, I love that.
That
was nice.
Fucking. Tenmon did the composition.
Yeah.
But was Elisa that sung that shit, dude. I love both versions too.
Oh yeah.
I love both versions.
Yeah, both of the openings and all of the endings are incredible. The way they capture the characters' emotions so damn well, man.
Yeah. But Tenmon did do the majority of the OST, and it sounds fucking beautiful as well. Especially the piano versions of that song, and the different variations are so good.
That's what really got me, because that's when I was like, I know this work. Who the hell is this? Then I looked it up, and it was like, oh, it's the same guy who did 5 centimeters per second.
Yeah, if you guys
doing that
didn't
exact
know,
same thing with
Tenmon did all the music for most of the Makoto Shinkai films. Which,
okay.
Incidentally, Makoto Shinkai also had a hand in this work. I didn't know that.
Oh, that's cool.
I did not know that.
Makoto Shinkai, as well as Akiyuki Shimbo, which is the main director for most of the Monogatari series, worked on the storyboards for this. So they had a huge hand in direction and supervision of how it played out. The director, though, which is why I think it was less shafty, so to say, than most other Shaft works, in certain ways, not in terms of what they did stylistically, because it was definitely very Shaft, but the director was the same dude that did, he's a Silverlink director. He did Bakuto Test, Watamote, Rakudai, Fate Khalid. So I saw a lot of elements of that kind of directorial style in this as well, which was interesting. And this is probably the best script that the writer of the series has ever done, because he's done some shit. He's currently working on Big Order, but
well, when they say the writer of the script, does that not mean, is it the same as the writer of the visual novel?
No. It's the person who did the the screenplay and series composition.
Oh yeah, so he had a lot of help. It just
So he had
wasn't a very good story from the visual novel.
Exactly. It's not like he had to do too much, you know. Like it's not like he had to do too much, but the dialogue I think in this series was quite powerful. So
Yes, I got some quotes. I'll say when in time.
We'll share our favorite quotes.
All right, nice.
But with that said, let's get into it. I think we're gonna break off and talk about various things, but this is probably where the spoilers will start. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you can leave. I promise I'll put a better summary in the description. I promise. But yeah, let's go. What do you guys want to talk about first?
Should we go with animation first?
Well, didn't we already talk about animation like in the beginning?
Oh no.
But not really.
Oh, okay.
We haven't gone into like the symbolism behind everything turning black and white all the time.
Oh, you guys already know. Okay, then go ahead, man.
All right, cool. You can start it off if you want. If you want to start off with animation, I'll throw in my. We can all pitch in as it goes along.
Cool. Because I mean, there were even those quotes that the characters said. There was like, Hiro was always talking about how there was a color missing from his world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh god, I've forgotten her name already. Who's Hiro's main girl?
Miyako.
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 The best girl.
Miyako is best girl.
Chihiro, best girl. Come on.
Miyako and Chihiro are tied for me.
Yeah, no, Miyako.
And I'm sure Yuko is going to make a power play once I watch Melodies, but
Yeah, right.
Oof, not so much.
don't tell me that.
Yeah, you ruined everything.
It's amazing. It's an amazing story. It's just, yeah. She's definitely the main character of the overarching thing. Anyway, she's an interesting character. What was I saying? Black and white stuff, yeah. Miyako also said that it felt like color had drained from her world after her parents stopped talking to her and everything had gone silent.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would literally do that. Anytime a character had a moment when they felt like they were losing something or they felt a bit lost, things would just go black and white, and they wouldn't even be subtle about it. It would just be ridiculous.
Dude, I think.
Hmm?
Yeah. What's your favorite instance of that? Because there's a lot.
My favorite instance of that was Miyako right at the end when it slowly faded to black while
When
she was in the
graveyard.
Yeah,
That was
Oh.
and
amazing.
she thought she was losing him, and then suddenly when he calls out to her again, bang, collar comes back. That was amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I really like, and that was very Shaft in that moment too. But the countdown
Yes.
was
Yeah.
amazing. It
Oh,
was
the
that
other thing-
whole scene
Yeah.
is so good.
Uh-huh.
The other thing that was very Shaft right before that, and very Monogatari, when they were on the call, when he was listening to all those, well, he wasn't listening to them. We were hearing all the voice messages she left for him.
Well, that
And
one
you
I
could see
didn't
the
like.
text.
Oh, that was ways before that. That was like episode 7. That was a big scene for me. I really
That was amazing, yeah. That felt very Monogatari. It was very artistic. The way the letters slowly got bigger and more erratically written,
Yeah.
showing how insane she was coming by the end. Oh, man. I
overlap.
loved that.
And then I love how they used like these blocks and left out characters after a while because there was so much on the screen, and
Yeah.
she started to stutter with what she was saying, dude. At that whole scene,
Yeah.
you don't even know. It was like 2 in the morning. I was drunk as shit, and I was like, oh my god. But
Yeah, I rewatched this one drunk, too. It was amazing.
Oh my gosh, I was tripping out. Goodness.
I mean, I was so scared. And this, I want to talk about characters, but we'll do that after the art style. But I will say this right now: this was around the point where my hatred for Kay was at its peak. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Hey.
And I
Okay,
was
we'll save
deleted
it for
from-
characters.
I liked her from beginning to end. Oh wait, no. Oh no, wait, no. We're talking about K. Wrong person. Never mind.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I was also I loved Mia throughout the entire series. Dude. Miyako is absolutely amazing, but I despised Kay for a while. I'm glad that bounced back, and she's a throwaway character for me.
Are we going to talk about K right now, or are we going to save it?
Let's go back to the art style
Okay,
and
good.
animation.
Because
We'll do
I got-
characters after.
okay, good. I got shit to say.
So those are your big points on the art style and animation, Ku. Anything else you wanna throw out there?
I just also liked the middle cards where they would like show Chihiro's story in the background and have little character art. That was
It was
really,
really
nice
good.
to me.
And
That
also
was her moments when she was telling the story and they went to the like fairy book animation style. I really liked
that was
that.
beautiful, dude. I love the stylization in those scenes. They did a really good job with that, and that's one of the elements of this. Very much in Shaft style with like Monogatari and stuff, where I'm like, I need a rewatch of this because there's so much weight to what words they use at what times from the story. And when you finally see it come together, like you could put it together quite a bit, when you finally see it come together, it's crazy. And talking about that, branching off, things I want to mention about the art style and animation, which are very Shaft-esque. There's many times, two in particular, where they distort the camera, and you'll be looking at a scene. My favorite one is when Ryuji and Chihiro are in the library, and she's telling him about the two different endings.
Yeah.
And they start to distort the camera. You get static and stuff like that. It's almost like a film reel is stuttering. And
because he goes, go.
Yeah, it's almost like I think on one level, they're definitely implying a deja vu for Ryuji, where it's like, we've had this conversation before. You don't remember it. It's fucked up. And then on top of that, it's showcasing, because I love how they always, during those types of moments, would transition into the symbolism in Chihiro's mind with the whole, that kind of stained glass circle with the sheep and the symbolism with that and everything like that, the radius of that, of her mentality, which was definitely powerful to me, how much you can remember.
Her chain to the center.
Yeah, the chains of time, as they called it, which, but just things like that. Silhouettes, like JoJo said at the beginning, which sometimes were used in strange ways. Sometimes definitely felt random, but other times had a great deal of weight to it. They did a lot with clocks, bells, stop signs, like the train scene with the confrontation between Miyako and Kei.
Ooh,
that shit was
I like that. I like that. That was nice.
That was very 5 centimeter seconds to me.
Yeah, I feel you. So, those are just my overarching thoughts on the art and animation. Not so much the symbolism, because there was a lot of imagery, like the sandcastle symbolism, and using that as a metaphor for Chihiro's memory, which is pretty deep. I like that a lot.
Yeah, it was so sad when he knocked it down himself and was asking if her memory was weaker than sand.
Yeah, I think that scene was great, but things like that kind of bothered me sometimes, simply because you can tell, like, for the viewership, you're supposed to be like looking at and marking these symbols, but then they call attention to like pretty much every single one of them, which is slightly unnecessary with the repetition. But I think it still works. So that's my take. Any Sloan, JoJo, comments?
I think. Shit. Like, I'm trying to think of like my favorite visual moment. I think maybe it's just because I just finished the show last night, so this moment's still like really raw to me. But it's the when he comes back after he chases like all over town. He's finding all the papers, which I was like, Slender. But anyway, he comes back and he's like got all the papers together, and he tells her like, I know it's not all of them, but it's enough. And he's just like, I don't like that moment where he's like, I will be here no matter what. You're not getting rid of me. Like, and then you find out like she still has all her memories of him because he can't stop. Like, she can't stop herself from thinking about him, and they run and hug. And then she gets the wings for like a split second. That to me, I was like, that's awesome. Like, I know like that was very obvious. Like, she's free. But to me, I was like, oh, so good, because it was like, in the moment.
They showed that chain breaking too, so.
Yeah, like the chains break, she grows wings. You're like, oh, so good. I swear I could hear like, and I was like, yeah, so good. He will always love you. Like, it was so good. I love that scene.
Did you like the I was thinking that you were gonna say the scattering of the diary pages, because that was fucking
so good. Everything that had this show. Okay. There's that. I loved that. I loved the countdown with the timer with Hiro and Miyako, like that. Because the whole time I'm like at first I'm like, oh my god, are we really just gonna sit here for that amount of time and wait for this stupid timer to go down? At first I was like, oh really? But then like towards the end I'm like, oh my god, tell her you love her. Like as I was counting down, I'm like, like it kind of put you in the same spot as the characters where you started getting like more and more nervous. Like, oh god, they're gonna run out of time. There's that. I love the pages.
Like, what happens when he gets to 0? Don't get to 0.
Do they explode? What happens? Like, it's really good. The wings, the chains. Yeah, like that's all I could talk about. Like visually, I thought it was interesting. I haven't really seen a show do as much visually that F does.
And since this is your first Shaft show, did you find it jarring, or did it really resonate with you?
It's funny. It depends on the scene.
Okay.
Like, it depends on what characters are involved, because I was more into certain scenes than I was other ones. So I'd say overall, it was more interesting than jarring. But there were some scenes where I'm like, okay, I get it. Like,
Mhm.
symbolism, I get it. But like other scenes, I was like, oh, beautiful, well done.
Okay. Sloan?
Oh, has Sloane disappeared?
There?
She has disappeared.
Yeah, I guess. Is
I
she
can
still on this
hear
call?
people talking.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll table that for now. And I don't know. Do any of you
Oh, I
have?
remembered one more thing.
Okay.
The openings. It's just the openings, the way it changed from Japanese to English sometimes, and then right in that final episode, when all the
Yes.
girls being chained up, the chain suddenly broke and the guys caught them. That was amazing to me.
That was very cool.
That still
Um,
gave me shivers after 9 years. It was like, oh, I love this so much.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
It was definitely powerful, dude. You don't understand, man.
I love
like
openings that change. Like
That-
over time.
that opening song though. It's just been stuck in my head all like for the last 2 days. Like literally, the English version too. Just
It's so
going on
good.
loop.
Oh, that might be.
Did you hear the new version in Melodies yet, son?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's even better to me. It's so similar, and they do it again. They do the Japanese and English
Yeah.
thing again. It's so great.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you two watched the. This might like a quick side table discussion. Like you guys have watched it subbed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, did
I-
you watch it dubbed?
I did. Because I
How'd
like
you
doing
like-
that.
How did you like the dub? Wait, Sloan says that we can't hear her. So she's trying to talk.
Can the chat hear her?
No.
Oh. It might be an audio problem then, Sloan.
Sloan, you should try leaving the call and coming back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has happened before, hasn't it?
Yeah, once or twice.
I mean, Hangouts is unreliable, is what I've realized, man.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah.
We got to start looking into other avenues. But back on topic about sub versus dub. In this case, I went back and like watched a couple scenes subbed. This is one of those shows where I can't even defend dub that much. It's the sub is clearly better, but the dub is pretty good.
Did the characters have the same amount of like emotion in their acting? Because I think that was very important for this series.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Hiro and Renji do.
Okay, how about now?
Yeah, now we can hear it.
We can hear you.
That was weird. That was so strange. Normally my mic tips over and then there's sound problems, but I didn't do anything this time. That was strange. Okay, I heard we were talking about the dub.
Yeah.
Because I actually listened to it both dub and sub.
Oh, what'd you think?
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
well, because if Greg Ayres is in it, then I gotta hear it because I love Greg Ayres. I'm a big fan of his work.
He's Hiro.
Wait, you watched
Yeah.
all the episodes on both, or you just like?
No, I like mixed around. I was like, okay,
Okay,
so this
okay.
one I'm gonna do dub and this one I'm gonna do sub. But yeah.
Right on.
So I really enjoyed the dub and stuff. Like I thought the casting was very good.
Yeah.
And I thought everyone had like feeling and stuff. That was nice. Yeah.
Which one would you say is better?
Better? Oh, I wouldn't really say one is like extremely better than the other one. I thought they were both well cast and everything.
Which one did you enjoy more?
You really want a straight answer, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I listened to a few more episodes, like more in dub than sub, if that's an answer. I don't know.
Okay.
I see, that's cool to me because, especially with this one, they used the cast from the video game, so it's a lot, especially of the girls, they haven't done much that's outside of hentai and
Yeah.
ecchi kind of stuff.
Like I
Like,
really
especially Chihiro.
recognize a lot of these VAs.
Yeah, I mean, the main guy, Hiro, is played by Hiro Shimono, who's like massive, but other
Yeah,
than
that's
that,
that's pretty, one of the only ones
Very
I think the person who plays Kuze,
Yeah.
Hamada Kenji, yeah, he's somewhat notable
Oh.
too. But yeah, all right. So you never got to give your thoughts on animation and like scenes that you really liked.
Basically, I have honestly nothing else to say about the art and animation since I gave all my thoughts in the beginning. I really
Okay.
don't have anything else to say about that. Specific scenes that stood out to me. Like art-wise. I mean, I kept on getting annoyed when they kept showing what's her name, Chihiro or Chihiro? I forgot.
Chihiro, yeah.
Yeah, Chihiro.
Chihiro.
I got annoyed when they kept on showing that one scene with Chihiro when she was just all like, she was like chained or something, and then
On the stained glass.
yeah, and then she was all like, she was the only one in the world, therefore she was a god. And I'm like, I know, I know, you said that 5 times.
But she only said that in context of the story. She never said that in context of that chained world, though. At least I don't think so.
Yeah, normally when she actually said that, it showed the fairy book animation rather than the stained glass. But yeah, they did show that stained glass a lot.
They did it a lot. Like, that's what I was saying earlier. I agree with you, because there's some things where it's just like, it's dope, but it's somewhat overused. It's definitely somewhat. Okay.
Just reminded me of Kingdom Hearts, especially since when I watched this was way back when like Kingdom Hearts 2 had just come out.
Oh, you're talking about those introductory levels? the Disney princesses.
Good job.
Oh, wow.
I was going to say, last touch on Dubs, about, like you were asking, like, oh, did they deliver in terms of emotional? I was thinking about it, and the guy who plays Renji, that's Clint Bickham, I believe. He plays Kazu in Air Gear. He's the guy with the white hat in Air Gear.
Oh, okay.
Okay, he tries his damnedest. I don't know if Clint was the best. He's the voice actor you get for characters like Kazu, who are kind of background characters, like, but still like have like you want to get the personality across. Like, they're kind of sweet characters, but like maybe not a main character. So for him to be Renji was odd, because he doesn't necessarily hit the right notes every time. But
you're right, yeah.
But the scene where he's like crushing the sandcastle, that's the best Clint has ever been. Like that voice, like his voice there, it like you really feel it. So I'd say when they need to bring it, the actors really, really bring it. But overall, maybe not as good as the sub. That's what I'll say.
Okay. All right. So next, let's talk about characters.
Yeah, Miyako best girl, second.
Hero best girl.
Hero best girl.
Before we get into the waifu wars and things of that nature, let's let's talk about characters in light of the narrative.
Okay.
I just love the legendary waifu wars.
I wanted more screen time with the guy who was into filming. I wanted more screen time with him.
Oh, really? I hate that guy.
Oh, what? Okay.
He's cool.
I hate that guy.
He's cool. He's actually
cool my ass. He's such a
the
douche.
only time
Absolutely.
he pissed me off.
I hated him in those first 12 minutes when he's sitting there looking at another girl while the girl he's just slept with is still sleeping in his bed.
Exactly.
After that,
I'm like,
cool.
douchebag. No, because I was like, okay, he's growing, and then he's like, smack, punch, and he's like, why are you treating Cave like a jerk, bro? And I'm like, A, none of your business. B, get over yourself. C, stop being a creepy stalker. And D, get a personality.
I agree with JoJo to an extent, because my emotions about these characters definitely fluctuate. The only ones that I liked all the way through were Kuze, Renji's mom, Chihiro, Mia, and Hiro. And so for Ryosuke, I don't know, man. Like, he was cool, but in that scene when he was punching the man and shit, I was like, look, dog. Like, I understand. He's definitely right. All right, no problem. He's definitely right about how Hiro does things half-assed up to that point in the series. He's definitely right. He definitely has a point. But as far as his relationship with Kei is concerned, I'm like, dog, you just met this girl like 2 days ago, and you've just been filming her this whole time. Yeah, you have some insight, like, oh, I can see everything through the eye of my lens. Like, oh, that's cool, but who are you to tell this man how he should handle his relationship with her?
Yeah.
Not to mention, I'm like, what about, like, okay, I know this is stupid and it's not true, but I'm like, you've known him way longer. Bros before hoes, sir. Like, I was genuinely upset. I'm like, you suck, because he was starting to turn it around, and then he became a douche. I'm like, no, you don't punch your friend in the face for nothing.
What about his dialogue when they were talking about how to handle their dreams?
Oh,
did you like him then?
Kind of,
an interesting conversation.
I don't know, like, that's the thing, is I'm like, I kind of agree with where he's coming from, sort of. But,
I can
like,
see where they're both coming from in that scene. Kyosuke definitely strikes me as somebody who is a perfect foil to Hiro in a lot of ways. So I like his character and what he does in the series.
I lean more on Hero's side just because I'm like, no, I've been there. Or it's like I have to do this, but I also want to do this.
Hero's best boy, so.
Yeah, and I'm like, Greg Ayres. I mean, come on. So so it was interesting. I like Hero a billion times more than I honestly didn't even bother to learn his name. I was like blonde guy or camera guy. Because I just didn't give a shit about him. And at the end, they're like, oh, well, he kind of likes so-and-so, and maybe he'll fix her broken heart. Fuck him.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather her be single.
All right, then.
I didn't give a shit
Kind of
about
like
that
that. He
relationship.
pursued that girl the whole damn series. He really liked her.
As a creep.
This is the perfect time to mention a crazy theory that I had after the first 2 episodes of the series,
Okay.
which never panned out. But I always, when I first started watching, I was like, yo, the girl that Kyosuke films wasn't actually Kei, but, like, Chihiro's memories in some supernatural sense. That didn't pan out,
That
and I
would've
dropped it
been
after
cool.
episode 3. But it would have been, no, that was just what I was thinking about the first 2 episodes when I was trying to get my bearings and start theory crafting, but never panned out.
The only theory I have for the blonde guy is that he wants to fuck his mom because, you know, his
Oh,
whole
yeah.
thing was, I want to capture someone the way my
Oh,
mom
he
was
has-
captured.
He has 110% Oedipus. Like, he is Oedipus. Absolutely. Where he's like, oh, no, I secretly want to bring my mom. That's
My
his...
mom was so
it's
beautiful.
he has a big issue with his mom, that character. I was like, okay, look, in the sense that I also record things, like I can kind of understand where he's coming from in certain cases, but overall that character sucked. Like he dragged the show down for me.
Okay, let's move off of Kyosuke because he's really not that important.
Okay.
Let's,
Really is.
Right.
let's talk about like Hiro and Miyako, and then we'll go to Renji and Chihiro.
Miyako!
So this is the time to ask what you guys found more interesting out of the 2 sides, Miyako and Hiro, or Chihiro and Renji.
Is that even like a question?
Yes, it's a valid.
Absolutely, Renji and Chihiro. Like between the 2 relationships, I like both sets of characters, but between the relationships, Chihiro and Renji, like for the win.
I was actually
Yeah.
bored of their story for a really
Really?
long time. Yeah, for
'Cause
like
this
a
was, like-
really long time.
That's funny. I was the reverse. Like at the
Oh.
beginning, at the beginning of the series, I was like way more interested in Renji and Chihiro, and then towards the end, they kind of faltered a bit, but then brought it back. They were my favorite throughout the whole thing. That's why I said I liked half of it, and the other half I was hot and cold on. This was the other half that I was hot and cold on. This like
Oh.
weird little
Sloan, I
love
take it you're the
triangle.
opposite.
Yeah, like this love triangle bothered me, but because it was stupid. But I'll let you guys talk.
Sloan, you're the opposite.
Full love triangle.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
I wasn't really into the whole Chihiro and Renji story until more towards the end when it got like really dramatic and everything. Like around the time when we're spoiling everything now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like around the time when she lost her memories all over again and stuff, and she had to
when
like
she didn't recognize him. that
Yeah.
moment?
yeah. So then I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am in the middle. I like both stories a lot. I'd say that they both bring something that's essential to the series. And character-wise, my best boy is definitely Hiro. Best girl is a tie
Yeah.
between Chihiro and Miyako, though.
Miyako.
It's a straight tie. I can't choose one over the other. I do personally. If I had to pick my personal wife, it would definitely be Miyako. But I care about Chihiro tremendously.
Yeah.
So I think that the story that had the deepest impact and the strongest narrative in terms of the dialogue and visuals and everything was definitely Chihiro and Renji. But I was the drama of Miyako and Hiro was definitely something I was very invested in. So I can't choose one. Ku, you got one over the other.
Well, this is where my thing of having seen this twice comes into play. Because I remember back 9 years ago, definitely when I was watching it, I didn't care about Hiro much at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, it was Hiro. Watching it again, I prefer Hiro to Renji, but I definitely prefer Chihiro to Miyako. Chihiro to Miyako.
Chihiro to Miyako. Okay. Well, as long as Hiro's your best boy,
For me, it
I
feels-
transfer. Renji's.
Yeah, man. Because
Renji's cool.
Renji is a bit of a
Renji's
bitch.
cool. Renji steps up, but I mean, Hero's
Renji's awesome, but he's a bit of a
Yeah.
bitch.
yeah.
He's got that white knight
To put it
syndrome
bluntly,
deeply ingrained into him. But yeah, it
that,
feels to me like
that opening quote spelled
Yes.
out his character for me. instantly.
Uh,
I mean, it all comes to fruition
Oh,
for him,
that's
man.
cool.
He's like, oh, I always imagine myself a gallant knight. You know, I saved the princess. So, you
Yeah.
know.
oh, you thought he was too nice? Is that it? You don't like how
No.
nice he was?
No, I like Renji's character. He's not as real of a character to me as
Oh,
Hiro.
yeah.
I
That's the
resonate
thing.
with Hiro more.
That's what I'm trying to say. That
Yeah.
one, it feels more like a fantasy story. It feels
Yeah.
more ridiculous
Okay, no,
and
you're
it's
right.
better for you.
Exactly.
Hero's
I
relationship is not more mature. for
Exactly.
sure. And he
Well-
feels like a more realistic character. The only thing that dragged it down was that bitch K.
Yeah.
You know,
See, wait. I want to say this real quick.
Absolutely.
So the first, up until like up until the resolution between Hiro and Kay, where she confessed and he affirmed how he felt about her, and she is like, "I'll move on. I'll get over it. Whatever." Up until that moment, I absolutely hated Kay, dude. Because I'm like, you're a selfish bitch, which she definitely was, who, in your obsession with this man who never had any feelings for you to begin with, you've hurt everybody else around you. You fucked over your sister's life. It low-key pisses me off that neither Hiro or Kay are really actively into Hiro's life. I mean, I understand why, but it low-key pisses me off. And on top of that, the way she was trying to rival up against Miyako, and she's like, I'll erase you from his heart. I'm like, you're saying these fucking selfish things, trying to make these power moves, and you don't even know about the scars in this girl's heart. What if I was scared that Miyako was going to commit suicide or some crazy shit like that?
yeah.
And I was like, if Miyako does something to herself because of you, I swear to fucking God, I will hate you to the end of time. So I despised her for quite some time until she got over it.
Yeah, like I was
For me, she
pretty
still
much
didn't even
gonna
mention
say
the
that.
point. I still hate her.
Oh, I don't hate
So,
her
I mean, it
anymore.
wasn't just that.
I
It's
just
the
don't-
way she kept. It felt like they confused her story a bit. They said, "How can I ever be with him? I betrayed my mission there." And then she still did all this horrible shit to Miyako that proved that actually no, she's just lying. She's still a complete and utter bitch, just trying to chase Hiro. It annoyed me so much, especially like the
Yeah.
scene when she pretends she just had sex with him and then blocks Miyako out of the
Yeah,
house. I wanted
that
to
pissed
punch
me off
her
too.
then.
That pissed me off.
Yeah.
Well,
But
like,
And then she freaked out so much when the next day she came by and Miyako had actually done it. That was
Yeah.
brilliant.
I mean, what are you
Absolutely.
gonna
Sorry,
do?
you go ahead, JoJo.
So
oh no, I was just gonna say, like, goddamn it, you spoiled what I was gonna say. Like, pretty much what I was gonna say, Sun said, and then what I was gonna come back with, Kieran said. So I was like, shit. I just agree. It's funny, like the one thing you guys were saying about how like one relationship's a bit more realistic than the other. I would tend to agree, but I feel it's funny that the characters who kind of have this more like fantastical romance, like kind of like she only remembers 13 hours, like they at the beginning I felt were a little bit more handled things more maturely, where he's like, okay, I have to take this slow. She doesn't remember. So, like, they built up that relationship over time, which I really appreciated. In the other relationship, one of them's a psycho who's like, no, he's mine, and I will erase you from his heart. Like, I'm like, shut the fuck. Like, I hated her. I'm like, that's cruel. You can't... And she's talking about how he needs to be more mature and focus on school.
I'm like,
That's not
please.
maturity. That's
I know.
child.
No,
Like-
she's being selfish with everything she wanted for him. Everything
Exactly.
was for her, and,
Yeah.
and the whole Oni-chan thing really pissed me off too. I'm not even gonna lie.
Don't call him brother if you're into him. That's gross.
I'm
like-
sorry.
Yeah.
Because
That's her trying to live up to that stereotype.
yeah.
It's gross. Like, I was
I
like,
mean,
no,
in
that's...
episode 1, I thought they were actually related, so I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. But it just, I don't know.
Yeah, like, it
After you
bothered
screw over
me...
your sister like that, and you're not even actively in her life, like, don't
Well, and like what pissed me off the most about the triangle is like the whole time I'm like, oh, she's a crazy bitch, because it's like you can't tell somebody like you can't friend zone somebody and then be like, why don't you love me? Like, what the fuck? Like that bothered the shit out of me, because she's like, no, we're like brother sister. Okay, cool. Like, that's fine, and he was clearly fine with that.
No,
And then she's
Hiro-
like, no, but you don't love me now.
No, but the thing about it, that the one thing I will give Kay is that Hiro was well aware of her feelings the entire time, which is why
Well,
I
that
can't get
line
mad
where
at
he has
Kyosuke.
that-
But
Well, that line where he has, like, where he's like, oh, like, I always thought, like, maybe it would just work out. He's clearly moved on.
no, he
And
always.
she says that she knows.
I'm saying that Kyosuke had a point though. As much as I dislike Kay, Hiro had his fault in the dynamic as well, for sure.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
he definitely was stringing her along. He knew exactly how she felt. So that's on him. But let's move on. Let's move on because we gotta keep.
Hold up, Sloan, is your microphone broke again? I thought so. Because she definitely would have had things to say about those characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Let's move on. I did like. I way prefer Miyako. I grew to like Kay after she like actually stepped up, but that's.
Sloan was probably saying shit this whole time.
I feel bad.
Damn.
God damn it!
she was
That's the
probably
first
like,
comment.
why are they talking over me?
Yeah. But yeah, do we want to move on to Renji and Chihiro then, or?
Yeah, let's move on to Renji and Chihiro, and hopefully Sloan can fix her mic as we're starting this off. So since you are the biggest Renji and Chihiro fanboy, I mean, I love them too. I want to talk more about Chihiro than Renji, to be honest.
Okay.
But let's talk about that.
Okay, absolutely. I liked their story more because, again, like I said, for most things I watch, if I watch something fictional, I tend to want to escape from like the darkness of reality, and that is definitely the darkness of reality is like there's a lot of shit that happens with the other relationship that I'm like, oh shit, I've been there. Like, so that I was like, oh god, and it just made me angry. Whereas with this, I'm like,
my mics.
We can hear you again.
I don't like using this one, but whatever. Because it
You
has
don't
to be
have
done.
to.
All right.
Has to do.
yeah,
Okay. What are we
Did you
talking
have
about
much to
now?
say?
you
Did you have much
did
to
you
say
have
about the
anything to
first
say?
couple? though?
With wait, we were talking. I heard you guys talking about Kay a lot and everything.
Yeah, we need to.
You guys had like a huge hatred for her and stuff. I never really was bothered by her. I thought it was cool that she was adding drama and stuff. I'm like, ooh, all right, here we go.
It was needless drama. It's
Yeah.
pointless and childish. It came from a point of like we need to spice this relationship up because otherwise Miyako and him
It
would have just
wasn't
come
even
together and
that.
everything would have been fine. It was
It was
to
her
me,
being this
needless.
little petty bitch and pretending
Exactly,
she actually had a
needless.
relationship with him.
Because
When
for
he
a
didn't care.
For a character who's
Oh.
who acts so
She's selfish. She
Exactly.
was too selfish, and her selfishness caused so much pain for other people, and she still doesn't do anything about it. Nor does she feel it. Actively show any remorse for it. Like, come on.
Nah,
at least
that's why she wasn't redeemed for me at all.
At least be a part of your sister's life, because it would make her day-to-day so much easier. Granted, I'm sure Himura was probably like, all right, Kay, you got to live a normal life. I'll take care of her. But if she was there, it would make each day for Chihiro so much easier.
Yeah. She bothered
It
me.
might make it harder. I mean,
I don't think so.
it might
Because
be
Renji being
a little
really-
bit harder if every time she woke up she saw her sister and her sister was older and actually moving on and she couldn't go to school with her.
I would tend
I
to
don't know.
agree.
But they
It's
talked
that
every
last
day.
scene
They
that
texted every fucking day, man. So why couldn't she chill with her? Like, it's just fucked up. And Hiro has no interaction with her whatsoever. That's fucked up to me.
Yeah, no, that is pretty bad.
Well, that line where he's like, I started drawing manga because like it made you and Chihiro happy. That moment like took me out of it because I'm like, oh fuck yeah, you guys are related. Like Chihiro and Kay are related. Like I was like, fuck, I forgot all about
Like,
that.
I understand why they had no interaction with her, and it makes sense. So I'm not questioning that. I'm just like, and it's not even that it's really that bad. Like, I understand morally why they're doing it, but it kind of low-key just makes me a little upset. I'm like,
Yeah.
why are you really not in her life? You're relying on Renji. Renji's the only one that's made this girl happy in you.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Are just off living your own lives. But whatever. It is what it is. Sloan, I think you should give more insight about Miyako before we move on.
We're talking about Miyako now? Hey, let's go!
No, well, JoJo is going to talk about Chihiro and Renji. We're going to go back to that, but just a quick thoughts on Miyako since you were gone while we were talking about that.
Okay. So first off, she cute AF, okay?
I agree.
Okay. I had to. Okay. Really, what really shocked me is that at first it seemed like she was just going to be like one of those dere characters, but then I was really shocked to find out that she was this like the cool senpai who ditches class, and I'm just like, what is this? What? Why did she ditch class? It's so strange. It seems so out of the dere like trope and everything. I was like, oh, okay. And so and then we didn't really get too much on her backstory, so I'm a little upset with that, like why she feels a little messed up or something like that. And it's something to do with her home life and how like her parents don't pay
They
attention
went
to her
really in
anymore.
depth.
They went in depth with
They
it.
did. Yeah.
we get a lot.
Yeah, her
I
parents
remember
like
the-
divorced and just like
I love the
ignored her
metaphor
like forever.
that they use was like the baby that grew up in total silence, which is a well-known kind of metaphor that's used.
Yeah, I felt like
time and
that
time
wasn't
again.
enough. I felt like that wasn't
Oh,
enough.
they had like 2 episodes on Flashback.
Well,
like
no, they did. They
No,
did.
not 2 whole. In 2 different episodes, there was a flashback in it. I said that wrong.
Their big like I will always love you scene too. Like also like she basically like, so this is my backstory, like over the phone.
Like, that's why I like what Hiro said to her too a lot, because I'm like, yeah, why didn't you fucking say something? Like, you're like, oh, woe is me. I mean, I feel her. She's probably the character that I would say out of that whole side of the story, because Chihiro is definitely where my heart lies in terms of feels.
Yeah.
But in terms of her backstory, like, I definitely felt for that character, and the voicemail scene like really fucked with my mind. So
Yeah.
I love Miyako to death, but I'm just like, really though? Why didn't you ever say anything? Because the way you're making the scene, you're totally the victim, yes, but you could have done something in that situation that you
Absolutely.
Oh, but son, I think that's part of the metaphor that she used, though. The baby who never, like she said, the whole thing. The baby never
Right,
learned
no. I understand from her perspective. It's just that that's still on her to a certain extent. Like, she's like, oh, I cooked for them, and I learned how to make their favorite fish, and they never ate it. Like, they never called my name, and I'm like, that's fucking terrible. Yes, they forgot about you because they hate each other, but when did you ever, not once, voice how you were feeling?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's kind of
probably
on her.
felt like she couldn't. She probably felt like
I know,
she would be
no.
a bad girl.
I
No,
know,
but, like,
I
you
know
can say
she
hero.
did. That's what I'm saying. I know she did, and I understand why. I'm just like, that's still on you. That's why I like how Hiro said that.
Well, yeah, when he's just like, what the hell are you on about? Like, I just that one moment where he's like, you're ridiculous, you're fine, I'm coming to get you still. I was like, yay! I think their big moment was probably my, like, as much as I love like Renji and Chihiro, that was even that is a little bit like cheese, where it's like, oh, I was looking all over for you. I went to like every phone booth and thing.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
In the span of like 60 seconds, you went to every phone booth in the city. But like at the same time, I only thought about that after the episode ended, because in that moment I was like, yes,
Yeah.
so good, and I like that they hugged instead of kissed. I was like, oh, beautiful.
fair.
But then they kissed.
It's a pretty tiny town. I mean, you probably could. do it in
Yeah,
that
but still,
second
like
still.
60 seconds. He's like, oh no, I had my bike. I'm like,
Alright,
was
alright. I gotta
And how
move this
did he
along.
have his
Yeah,
bike?
yeah, let's
He
go.
broke.
I gotta move this along to Renji and Chihiro. Gotta move it along.
Yeah.
To
yay!
So continue what you were saying earlier, Jojo, about
Um,
Chihiro.
Their relationship is much more fantastical, and typically that's what I like to watch, because, like, with anime, you can, like, every moment can be so much bigger than anything else. Like, every moment in this show, especially with those 2 characters, felt like that scene of The Notebook where they kiss in the rain. It's always just super powerful because they can do all these cool animation tricks. I like romances. Okay, let's get that out of the way. So to me, I like seeing like the more, I don't say like white knighty, but like the more fantastical romance stories. And this is definitely one where it's like, how do you, well, like the whole show has this overall theme of like I know that's called memories, but to me it was more like fleeting moments. Because like the homeboy catches all his fleeting moments on his camera, and that's how he feels like he can hang on to them. He's always looking for something to remind him of something else.
Definitely one of my favorite quotes in the series.
Yeah.
So.
And then like even like each of those romances has them. Like Miyako and Hiro has like the fleeting moment of like, you love me now, but will you love me tomorrow? And then this one is I won't be here tomorrow. Can you still love the me that is coming tomorrow? Like, it's just, I really liked that in particular with them, because it was more intense, because like with the other characters they're dealing with real shit, but like imagine if you had someone you were interested in who literally forgot you every 13 hours. That is tragic shit, but they managed to pull it through in like this kind of fun way with this with these cool characters that you honestly, they're cute together, and like, they look great together, and everything's great. And then that stupid goddamn scene where she rips the pages out. I know they needed drama, but wow, that was dumb.
I think it was
But it led to the coolest moment. No, to me that wasn't powerful. To me, I'm like, for these two were so mature about their relationship and taking it so slow that was so childish that it threw me right
because
It was
but
very
that's what's so great about it, because Chihiro doesn't retain that maturity. So
I would disagree, but I can understand where you're coming from.
Especially because of the dream, and that's what I love so much about that arc of the story is the parallel with the novel that she's writing. And so,
oh no, I get that. Like, as soon as she said that, I was like, "Fuck!" Like in the novel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as soon as she said, "I'm gonna go read my notes on the roof," I was like, "Oh my fucking god!" Like, I thought she was gonna jump. I thought she was gonna jump.
So I was so scared.
Yes, me too.
I was like, "Fuck! Please don't go up to the roof." And it was interesting to me, dude. Let me just say this right now. Since Chihiro is effectively a 12-year-old, yet they had sex on the roof.
I know, right?
Squicky, right?
I'm just like,
Very squicky.
I didn't realize that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, that was squicky to me even before they had sex. Like, when they were talking about being lovers, it was like, but Chihiro's got the mind of a 12-year-old, bro. Oh my god. And then, yeah, they had sex literally on the roof for the first time. It was like, really?
The sex scenes in this show.
What's going on right now?
Like, as soon as it happened, I'm like, oh, right, visual novel, that's right. Like, it took me a second to be like, why are they, oh, right. I did think they were, like, I don't know if it's, like, the ace in me, but I was like, oh, okay. Like, it took me a minute to be like, all right, that's weird, but you handled it tastefully, so I guess it's fine. Like, it was weird.
Actually, now that I just remembered, I thought that their relationship is kind of rushed, and technically it's been rushed twice. Because, like, in episode 2, Renji, he was just still like, hey, can I kiss you? And I'm just like, what? Dude, this is like the second time you're here. What?
I don't think it was episode 2.
It was episode 2, yeah, like, in the middle of episode 2, he was like, hey, can I kiss you? She was just like, no, and I was just like, for real? Like, that was...
Was that the point where she was like, we're not lovers?
No, that's what I'm saying. It couldn't be episode 2 because she said that you should have asked me yesterday. And
no, that was the second time he said. He asked twice.
Oh, okay. The second time, the way I remember it is he asked, then she asked, and then he asked again. So, I must be misremembering it then. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
They were my favorite just because the hurdles they had to go through the whole show. Like, and as much as I don't like that page scene, it led to, like, their big, like, you raise me up moment.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like the page scene because of the character's mentality in it?
It just felt like out of the blue, but I understand why it had to happen. Like, and it's animated well enough that it took my mind off of it. But
like, she did think she was being mature there, to be fair.
She did. I mean, that's my problem. Is they
she's been raised by you, who's constantly telling her and Renji, you need to give up on love, basically. Like, miracles don't happen.
No, but that's why I like the last dialogue between Himura and Renji, because the whole time, and it is one of the taglines, the staples, as Kuze calls it, his mantra of the series, as he says it time and time again, where he's like, there are no miracles in this world. There's only what? There's which
the quotes I wanted to say.
You can finish it. You can finish it. Finish it.
Go for it, Sloan.
Go for it.
Okay. So I got like 2 ones that he says them both, but anyway. So one of my favorite ones. He's just still like, there are no miracles, only the accidental and the inevitable. I'm just like, yo.
And what we do.
I disagree.
Oh
and what we do is how he ends it. And then but here's the thing. Then that's why I'm trying to counter what Ku said with this, because the last dialogue that they have, he tells him to definitely. At that moment, I was like, okay, I gotta go to Melodies. I gotta go to fucking Melodies. But he's like, but carrying that burden is one way to live.
Yes.
I don't recommend it, but it's one. And then Renji finally fucking gets down like, dog, I've seen this the entire time. He's like, are you telling me this because that's what you've been doing this whole time, Himura Sensei? And I'm like, son, you're so young. You're so young.
I like the. I way kind of preferred, like, when he's just like, there is no miracles, and I'm like, okay, Jesus, Zack Snyder. But like, when it got to that point with, I can't remember his neighbor's name or whatever.
Kuze.
Where he's like,
amazing.
oh yeah, he's like, I want to watch Melodies just because I want to see more of that guy.
I want to see. I want to see Renji's mom too, man. She's hilarious. She's so.
Oh yeah,
amazing,
like
man.
It's gonna be fun. But I liked his scene where he's like, "Oh, you've been listening to so and so," and he's like, "Yeah."
I like what he says at the end of that.
Yeah, and he goes like, "Well, yeah, he's kind of right. Like, things don't just happen, but it's a combination of the effort you put in and the right time and the right place, and sometimes miracles happen." And I was like,
he was like, I don't know if it's miracles, but sometimes things happen purely by chance, and there's one thing I know for sure: without passion, nothing will happen.
That
I really
that moment, and like mixed with him going like, I found these and I know they're not, and I'm like, right place,
But
right time, effort,
realistically-
so good.
Realistically,
So good.
what Himura is telling them is completely counteracted, and that's why I'm so interested in Melodies, because you know for a fucking fact that, and I like the line on the second half of the episode where you see Yuko, and she's talking about how at some point in everyone's life they pray to God with purity and sincerity in their hearts.
Yeah.
And something is created by the passion in people, and then people have this need to bond. And so you know that the reason that the fucking paper plane of that diary entry, which I love that last diary entry too, it's fucking powerful.
Ugh.
But when you know she's the one that caused that wind and allowed him to receive it. So then how does that play into that's it's things like that make me so curious. I've been so curious about Yuko the entire time. But
Is she magic? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, I'm
I think
wondering
she's
if she's an entity or not.
it is what it is. She seems dead to me. Koo, don't say anything.
I'm not saying anything.
Somewhere-
It's so odd.
Somewhere Kieran's like, "Wah."
I just gotta say, the other quote that I really liked was, it was also with, what's his name? Himura? Is that his name?
You from the
White
church.
hair? Yeah.
The Guardian guy. So
Yeah.
he says, why do you think people experience loneliness?
Oh, I love that.
Because they
Oh.
experience joy. And I'm like, yo, that's so true!
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's everything
great.
he says is straight up explaining his character
Exactly.
and where he came from.
And I love the other end of it where he's like, people only experience happiness if they've known despair.
Yes!
Absolutely.
Which is an extreme paradox, because you can experience the emotion and just not know what it is, which plays off so heavily of the novel that Chihiro is writing, where the girl who is God in the novel is like, I can't put my finger on these emotions, and some emotions she recognizes, some she doesn't, dude. It's so interesting.
Yeah, she keeps saying, like, I've read about this thing called love.
Yeah.
Like, is this love I'm feeling? Yeah, that was good. The one quote that really got to me, which I loved, when Chihiro's writing her story and she's talking about the girl, and Renji's like, oh, she seems cute. And she's like, oh no, if the girl seems cute, then it's written wrong. She's supposed to be abnormal and eerie. She's doing everything wrong. And that was directly talking about herself and the story itself.
Yeah,
Because she's
I
just
love
straight
that.
up like, no, Chihiro's not supposed to be cute. She's eerie. She's weird. She's messed up. Needs help.
I love
I
that scene
love
too,
that.
because that's what they did. That was the scene that they did that distortion with the video reel, which I really like. And then the thing where she talks about the two endings, and they both come to the understanding when Renji like actually breaks it down step by step. He's like, so she goes insane, and
Yeah.
yes, she goes insane, and I'm like, fuck, she goes insane, and it was just fucked up.
I mean, that's what I mean. Back from the beginning, Chihiro was never planning on sticking around. She was planning on ending everything.
They did it.
And she kept saying, if only I could fade away and disappear.
The sheep and the sandcastle imagery were the two biggest things that made me recognize that was going to be her end game to begin with, dude. Because ever since she said, talked about the radius and how much it can graze, I was like, yo, this girl right here. And I was just hoping that it'd be even more ridiculous, which it ultimately ended up being fantastical, as we've all been saying, with him breaking those chains. But it could have gone... There's so many instances from Miyako and Hiro's story to this where things could have gone dark in an instant and just so fucked up.
You know,
So
there's
And they ended that super happy, but it could still be dark down the line.
here's my thing with it.
For a good 13 hours in a row again sometime, or gets into an accident and is in a coma for a day.
yeah,
Bang, she's forgotten everything. Back to
But,
12-year-old.
What I liked about that scene, and I don't know, I like happy endings, I guess. But the fact that she's like, no, I haven't forgotten you, and at first I was like, what? Oh, come on! But she's like, no, I literally haven't stopped thinking about you since I left.
Yeah, that was adorable. 'Cause I remember thinking, oh, he somehow cured her. That's stupid. And then it was like,
but he
I just
didn't.
stop
It's just
thinking
she
about
couldn't stop thinking about him, which also makes me go like, well, maybe if a sister was around who she couldn't stop thinking about because she cared about her or something. But
you.
I'm less salty with Kay in that regard than Hiro though, because the man's just absent. But,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But like,
you know, it's fine.
I like that happy ending because I don't like happy endings where the characters are just handed a happy ending because the story demands it. Like they
No, they
earned
worked for
that
it.
to me.
Yeah, they all worked for it.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Even
Like, not every
Ghost-
story has to be Blue Valentine
Ghost
or
Day.
500 Days of Summer. Like,
Blue
not every
Valentine.
story has to end sad.
You would bring in Blue Valentine.
I like that movie.
I really
That
like the
movie
too.
is
I really like that movie.
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like how you brought in 500 Days of Summer as well, because that's another
that's my second
damn
favorite movie of all
funny
time.
one.
Oh,
I love that movie.
Random fact: 500 Days of Summer is one of the rare movies where I've read the entire script. But,
Really? That's
wow.
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah. So last quote on a more comedic side, because while it was heavy drama all the time and there was a lot of symbolism and some deep moments, there were some comedic elements to the series for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially with Kuze-san and Mama Renji.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
My favorite. First of all, the fact that the man has the uniforms was just, I'm just like, this man, dude, he's such a boss.
Of course he would.
It's like, what do you need? Which one? And he's like,
I love it when he's like, "What size do you want?" And he's like, "Are you
Yeah.
collecting?" And he's like, "Pretty much."
That's awesome.
Reggie's just like, oh, he's a pervert. It's but I really like the line he says where they're like kind of both him and Reggie's mom are grilling Chihiro, and it's like, oh, you guys lovers? Like, when do you start going out? Like this, that. And Kuze-san, I forget what Reggie's mom says, but Kuze-san's like, men and women are never just friends. Most of the time, the guy gets his heart broken. And I'm like,
Oh.
yeah. That's
I
the
can
real right there.
attest to that so
That's the
hard.
real right there. But
Yeah, the truth hurts.
yeah, Kuze-san is a boss. I need to see more of Kuze-san.
Yeah, no, he was awesome. He was good. Just such a G. He was
I
a
love
G.
how he just admits to Renji, "Yeah, I tried to get your mom to wear a few of these." Dude.
That's really
You don't
creepy.
need to tell him that, man.
I mean, that's the thing. I was fine with that, and then Renji was like, "She's a married woman." I thought she was like separated from her husband at that point. When he brought up the husband, I was like, "Oh damn, his dad's still around." Damn, cool.
Dude, I think I no lie thought that he was banging Renji's mom the entire time.
So did I.
I didn't realize he
like,
wasn't.
they're still together. This man's just like away on business or some shit like that. Like, that's messed up.
Oh, my
That's
God.
really messed up. Because no, in my mind, there's an affair going on with Kuze-san and Renji's mom.
Yeah,
I'd
no,
be-
no, I think so too.
I'd be totally okay.
Why does she
with
know
that.
about the uniforms? Why does she know about the uniforms if there's nothing going
Well,
on?
she said he tried to get her to wear one.
I think she did wear
Don't
one.
know. I
Oh,
think
boy.
she did too. I think
Is,
she was
is
in the
it dark
police
of
one.
me that I would be totally cool with like an affair going on? Because I'd be like, she loves him, whatever. Like, it's fine.
It's
I do
not
know
dark
that.
because we never meet the father, so clearly the father
Exactly.
doesn't matter too much.
Oh, we never met him? I thought he was in the background like once or twice.
I've never seen that, man.
I never saw him, no.
Oh, maybe I'm imagining things.
Do any of you guys have feelings on the two side characters, Mizuki and Emi?
No.
Who are Mizuki and
Yeah,
Emi?
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's zero.
I don't give a shit about Emi. I like Mizuki a lot.
Wait, is she the
Mizuki
Kohai
is-
or whatever, the friend of?
Yeah,
of,
Mizuki-
Which one is
yeah,
the
she's
lesbian
the one with
one?
blonde hair.
Okay.
She's Kanbaru, let's be honest here.
Mizuki
Which-
is Kei's friend. Yeah, she's not on
Wait.
that Kanbaru level. Like, while I would say Miyako is definitely on that Hanakawa level, Mizuki is just too throw. Like, Kanbaru is so good.
I don't see Miyako.
I want her for myself.
Which one's
Yeah.
the lesbian one? Like the one who likes K? Which
Yeah,
one's
that's
that one?
Mizuki.
Mizuki.
Mizuki, I thought she was cute.
Yeah, I like her. I like her dialogues with Hiro too. I really
Yeah.
like those.
Every time she was on screen, I'd be like, if you weren't into her, I would be into, like, I'd be like, you can be waifu. Because I cannot pick waifus who I ship with other people. So I'd be like, you would be waifu, but you
But they
can't.
do nothing with Emi's character. Absolutely.
Is she the one with the green hair? No,
The-
no.
yeah, she's the
Oh,
film
yeah.
club
Yeah.
president.
Yeah.
She sucked.
Yeah, no, I hated
I
her.
like her, man.
Oh, why does that
don't,
What did she
I
ever
don't
do
hate
wrong?
her, nor do I like her. I don't have any feelings about her either way because she got so little screen time. Like, I like at the end how they show that she
I really-
understood Kyosuke's vision. That I do like, but that was her only purpose.
That's what I like. I really like her because she could have been such a batshit insane character in this. I mean, she was sleeping with Kyosuke at the beginning. Kyosuke went out off on his own adventure. She was just chill with it. She was like, fine, leave the club. I'm sticking with the club. I'm doing my thing. That's why I like her.
Well,
She's so mature now.
she was like, I don't fucking understand you anymore. Like, we need to break up.
That's the thing, though. She just
I
let
can
it-
respect
yeah.
You're eyeing at the girls.
And I think when she said that, she expected him to fight her on it.
No, she
And when he
didn't. That's what
didn't,
I'm
she was
saying.
just like,
She was like,
fine.
it's done. But the thing is, that's why I like about it, but at the same time, that's all her character amounts to. The fact that at the end, she's like, I can't deny it. This is actually genius. And she understands Kyosuke's
Yeah.
vision. I'm like, okay, like, she could have had so much more, dude. If there was a spin-off, I need Emi. in this spin.
I just found her irritating every time I saw her. I'm just like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Why are you here?
I liked that she was one of the characters who, like, okay, if you're gonna be in a relationship, you gotta be fucking mature about it. You can't be childish. And I like that she was like, you're into other chicks, clearly, and I don't even understand you anymore, so I'm leaving. And I was like,
Yeah,
awesome.
that's it. She was just so mature with everything.
Yeah.
Which really suited that whole story, because, I mean, Hero's whole
Absolutely.
side of the story was a lot more mature, except for Kay.
I loved when Hero's like, I don't understand why I'm being punched in the face. Like, it took him a little bit. I just love that, like, why is this happening?
I actually really like the line where it's like, you think you can beat me with your left hand? And he's like, I'm saving my right for work. I'm just like, all right.
That killed me. I'm like,
That was brilliant.
because I was like, that's how much no one cares about you. Like, it's just like, yes. But yeah, that was great.
What I will say about Mizuki is she is one of the main characters in Melodies, so don't worry, she does get fleshed out.
The green-haired
Mizuki's the main character, but how? Whatever. You know what? It's fine. It's fine.
You know what? Parts of Melodies are a prequel, parts of it are a
Yeah,
sequel,
yeah.
parts of it are at the same time. It's a
That's,
weird one.
that's what I realized, because Melodies is made off of. That's what I was telling you before, that the arcs in the games are like split up such that you get Hero's story first and then Renji's story after, and in between
Yeah, that
all
would
of
make
that you
sense.
have the stuff with Himura and Yuko.
Oh, okay.
So
Um,
it goes back and forth
that,
like
yeah.
all the time.
do
so
the
that makes
characters
sense.
from Memories show up at all in Melodies or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh
well
yeah,
then.
a lot. They have
Okay, then.
nice
Like
little family
Chihiro and
moments.
all them, or no?
Amazing.
Yeah, you see them. I'm
Little,
sure.
Okay.
yeah, little moments.
Okay, cool.
I think I also really think the as much as I like it on one part of me just because it's a nice moment, but at the same time, especially since I was tracking everyone's dreams as I watched it. So the last scene where they all kind of like spiritually appear on the rooftop, and they're talking about how they've either affirmed their dreams or they're on their way to it. I was like, this is cool, but I think it was forced. I don't think it was necessary.
And that was over the top.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is awesome, but at the same time, like, it's kind of cheesy.
I haven't
Hey,
found
guys.
my dream yet, but I found my way to live. It's by your side. No.
Hey, I liked that.
I liked it, man. I'm sorry. I'm a Miyako fan. I love Miyako.
I liked a lot of that. It ended very well, but that bit, it felt forced. They just needed to show goddamn you on the roof with
They
Yuko.
just-
That was all it needed.
Oh, it was in the church actually. It wasn't on the roof. They showed them in the church.
In the church, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The roof
Okay.
thing happens later.
But
The
before I
ending,
forget,
by the way, is random as shit.
What?
Like, and I know
The
it's
what?
setting up for like Melodies, but when he's like, "Oh, it's been a long time," and she's like, "Yeah."
I don't think it's random.
I'm like, "Who the fuck are you two?"
I don't
Like,
think it's random because
No,
I
it's
knew
not
I knew the
random.
whole series ever since I saw Yuko like appearing to everyone in the beginning, and then I said, and Humor was like, I'm waiting for somebody. I knew that was the dynamic for sure.
No. Okay, here's how I would put it. It's not
Yeah.
like random as much as it is. I'm like, it reminds me of the scene in Kingdom Hearts 2 where it's like, see you soon, where she like hands him the fucking thing, where it's like, oh, Mickey wants you to go, and it's like this weird after tag thing
The
where it's like,
message
we'll
in the
see you
bottom.
later, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess. Like, it was just weird to me.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I get it. I'll watch the other series. Fine.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's like, okay, I get it. I will come back for the next part.
guys, did you guys ever read the text in the opening?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all from this. It's all from the novel.
Yeah, it's her novel, Chihiro's.
I've read all of it. Like I've paused and read
No,
it.
Here's the thing. Because like when Chihiro, she like was reading us her story, it wasn't exactly the same lines as it
They
was.
chopped it up. That's
I
why
was
it
just
looks
so
weird.
like, oh, is this a completely different story? I'm like, what is this? Why are they showing us this?
No, so what it is the lines in the opening don't flow from line to line. They like chop it all up, so it's kind of like in random orders. That's why it
Okay.
seems
Yeah.
different.
Because then I was thinking, okay, maybe this is just used to explain her character specifically and not her story. So
I think the insert eye catch cards in between episodes were used to mirror the story and her progression, but not the opening. It was just like showing-
Yeah, because the
It was just
inserts,
for-
they weren't exactly in
Yeah.
chronological order either. They were in the order of what was going on with
Yeah.
Chihiro at the time.
Also, I forgot about this quote. I think it was one of my favorite quotes early on. It was what Hiro said to Miyako when they first met on the roof. And he's basically like, I believe if your dreams come true, you have a responsibility. And she's like, to whom? And he's like, to yourself, to the dreamer that you used to be, dude. I was like, that shit got
That's a
me.
sick line.
Yeah, that's
The
one of my
emotion.
that's one of my
I didn't know that.
favorite quotes in the series, for sure.
this series left me just like with so much on my mind because I was like, oh, dude, love and dreams and blah. that was my reaction to the end of the show.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't
Sloan,
really
you talking
don't
about
have,
the text actually reminded me, like a lot of the time when they show little text between the things, just like black background and then a white kanji, they'd have like the kanji saying one thing and then little hiragana next to it saying something completely different, which I really liked.
And
Like
that
it would say sky in kanji and then feeling instead of sky is the hiragana.
that
really liked.
was one of the biggest similarities. I know Shimbo had a hand in that because that was one of the biggest similarities to Monogatari. Definitely one of the biggest similarities.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Felt very similar to something Nisio Aisin would do as well.
Yeah, for sure. So
yeah, where were you going, Sloan?
Oh yeah, like normally I don't like whenever I'm watching an anime and stuff, I never really like pick up on like specific sentences that like impact me, but I don't know, this time I actually got like 2 or 3, so I'm just like, oh, what is this? This is weird.
Yeah, it seems like all of us remembered lines. Like I didn't even write any down, but that one
that's just
about
how
the feeling it was written wrong really stuck with me.
Yeah.
You guys already know I'm an English major. I like good dialogue.
You like
Yeah, no, I knew you would be good, but just, I was just surprised for myself. Because I never do this. So I'm like, whoa, this is now quotes I will remember for a long time.
Yeah.
There's a little something for everybody. Like one of my favorite things to pick up on is like character arcs and theming, and like the show has like awesome theming. Like each episode is like, here's this one, but there's the overall theme of like fleeting memories, and I'm like, oh, so good. So good.
Yep.
I love this show.
So let's start wrapping up. Final thoughts, anyone?
This show sucks.
Like
No, I'm
rating?
kidding.
Like a rating?
We can
Final
give our
thoughts
rating
in general.
Yeah. Final thoughts in general. If you want to give a rating, that's cool. I'll probably give one just because there is review in the title, so I kind of.
Okay. Well, for this one, I have to give like 2 different ones. One because it's Shaft. So the reason why is because art and animation is always like 11 out of 10. None of you can stop me. Oh wait. Okay. Now being realistic here, I would have to say probably like either an 8 or 8.5 out of a 10.
Okay. And any like last words about the series as a whole?
I didn't expect it to impact me so much. I didn't really expect that. And let's see, Miyako, best girl. Remember that always, forever.
Yeah.
Hero.
Absolutely.
I will be that neutral party who loves them both equally.
Then you
I
two
love
shut
both
your mouth.
as long as we all can say fuck K.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Fuck Kay, who never got fucked because nobody wanted her.
Oh.
Kyosuke's trying to get in there. He's in the friend
Kyosuke
zone.
will get in there eventually, but
I'd rather her be single.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
She needs to find something outside of the hero obsession, man. That's
Yes.
She has it. It's basketball.
Yeah, she's not. I mean, who am I to say she's not really good? We saw her shoot one time.
Yeah.
It was a
One time.
close-up. We didn't really see her. It was a close-up on camera, and then she fell down. We don't know how good she is.
Fair enough.
Any last words?
Great series. It's very good. Like no matter what age you are, you really resonate with the characters. I remember when I watched it first, I really resonated with Renji not knowing what to do with his future and not really thinking he should chase his dreams because he didn't feel he was good enough. And this time I resonated a lot more with Hero.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely a rewatch, and Melodies is incredible, and you will cry like bitches when you watch that one.
Yay!
I'm looking forward to it.
We'll see.
Jojo?
I don't really do ratings, so like between like a thumbs up or a thumbs down. For me personally, it'd be a thumbs up.
Why don't you do something on that Arcada level, like
Oh!
buy, stream.
Okay.
Don't
Well, my personal recommendation would be to stream it rather than. It is also available streaming on Crunchyroll if you have access to that sort of thing, unless you're in Canada.
Beautiful.
That was good.
Thank you.
That's one of his reviews like an hour ago.
Yeah, I did too. I just watched his Kisnever thing. Between a thumbs up and a thumbs down, which I think is how I'll do like ratings and stuff. It would be a definite thumbs up. It certainly has moments where I kind of had to roll my eyes, but I really liked pretty much all the characters with the exception of Kai or Kay and blonde guy, whatever. That's how little I gave a shit about them. But these ships sail themselves. Like I don't even have to tell you much about them. If you've seen the show, you already know. I like both ships. I'm kind of flip-flopping on which one I like more, but I'm gonna roll with Chihiro and Renji because they are precious babies that must be protected.
Yeah.
I love those.
Hiro, Miyako, Hiro's best boy, Miyako's best girl, tied with Chihiro. But in terms of the OTP of the series overall, I have to go at Renji and Chihiro. It's definitely
Absolutely.
strong. Like I do love the relationship between Miyako and Hiro, but Renji and Chihiro is definitely so much deeper, more symbolic, had more trials to it than Miyako and Hiro.
Yeah, and this series definitely knew that's what they were going for as well. I mean, the whole final episode and a half is straight up Renji and Chihiro and throwing away the pages and him after that.
Yep.
So they knew this was going to be the powerful moment. This is what they were going to finish on.
And then for my rating, I'd have to say solidly 8.5 out of 10. I think that's what I would give this series. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I loved binging it. I'm still really upset with myself that I didn't watch it 2 years ago, but we finally got around to it, and we're going full steam on Melodies. I might do a full series review on Melodies if anybody's interested.
I was gonna say I'm probably gonna do this.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that'll be coming soon.
Sweet.
But yeah, that's pretty much it for F Tale of Memories. It was awesome. This was a great discussion on it, as I knew it would be. And next week, not next week, 2 weeks from now.
Memorial Day looks like the 30th.
Oh, is
Right
that
on.
when? That's when it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
Does that make it so that we can? I don't know if I have plans on Memorial Day, but I think we'll be fine. If
Worst case, we might bump it. So,
if anything, we'll move it. But tentatively, May 30th, next Kotatsu podcast, episode 6 on JoJo's channel.
Yay!
Doing JoJo.
Well, we are of course doing free season. No, we're doing. I got it in there. We're doing something. Since it's going to be on my channel, we're doing something that I feel we can all connect with. We're doing Pokemon Origins, the 4-part special. So it's super easy to watch. You can watch it you can literally watch it the day of and still manage to finish it in time for the podcast. So I hope you all will watch it beforehand, so you'll know what we're talking about.
If you don't want your ears to bleed, make sure you watch it in sub because Bryce Papenbrook is the lead.
I've seen it subbed twice, so I am going to watch it dubbed. But I hate Bryce. I hate Bryce.
Why would you do that?
Johnny Young Bosch is Brock though.
Oh, right,
So good.
Oh, no.
Man.
I'm conflicted.
Brock is only in it for 5 seconds.
I know, but
Yeah. Not like the original Pokemon. He doesn't follow you around.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks everyone for coming through. You can definitely catch the podcast after the fact on the channel, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Sayonara.
Catch you later.
Later.